Hey folks, Lindsey Huddleston with Sports Psychology Solutions back at it. Day 2 of the University of Detroit Mercy team camp. We had a great day yesterday, some buzzer beaters to wrap up the day. Now we're back again early morning, and I couldn't let this camp get by without grabbing Mr. Detroit himself, Randy Henry, stopping by for a second to check on some things. Randy, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Lindsey. What's going on here today, these kids are trying to get ready for the next level. And during the summer, I hope they understand that this is where you work on all your skills. I would always tell kids, ask yourself, what would be the best way to stop me? Sure. And then improve on those things.
Oh, wow.
So, because now there's some things you can do, crossover, jumper.
Right.
But there's some things you can't do. Some kids can't go to the left. Some kids don't like pressure.
Right.
So you find out what you're not good at. If you're taking a self-analysis and then work over the summer to make that better, to make you a better player.
But two things. One, people don't like that self-analysis. There's going to be a truth. But give people some of your background. Because, unfortunately with these young people, you try to tell them something that's right out the book, the best thing, and they're looking at you, well, who are you?
Right.
What do you mean? So give us a little bit about your basketball pedigree, how you've been helping young people and still continue to help young people. Tell us about that.
Well, I went to Mackenzie High School, graduated in 1972. Went on from there. We lost the city championship in 71 to Kettering High School. They had 3 NBA players on there. Cornell Norman, Eric Money, and Lindsey Harrison. Wow. Who went to the NBA. Joe Johnson was a great player, all Big Ten. So that's part of it. I went to a junior college in Iowa. Was all everything as a freshman because I had bad grades. So I tell all kids, I understand. I graduated high school with a 1.9. That's my testimony to kids. Wow. Went to a junior college, made the dean's list at 3.75. I did not become smart all of a sudden. In Iowa, I had no distractions. Now, in 1972, as a black man in Iowa, you weren't
a tall black man.
Tall black man could be spotted anywhere, so there wasn't much you could do other than go to school. Okay, so I lived there. I'm one of 4 guys who are in the top 10 in every statistical. Rebounds, free throws. I was number 1 in the state, 65% field goal percentage, and I averaged 22 a game.
Wow.
Went to Illinois State University, played 3 years, captained out. We were 27 my senior year.
Celebration a little while ago. They brought some of the team back. I saw that.
Well, they brought some of the team back for Gene Smithson, who was our coach. He had 3 successful years. First year with us, we were 20-7. Then he was 22-5. Then he was 24-4. And went to Wichita State. But I just went into the Hall of Fame at Illinois State, not for basketball, but for communications.
Really?
I tell kids, being able to read and write has been quite successful for me.
Congratulations.
I've been 36 years at Channel 4.
That's right.
But I started the TV 10 down at Illinois State 45 years ago.
Really?
So they brought me back to the Hall of Fame. They inducted 15 people. And my heart was just like racing when I got the letter because I didn't think they were talking about me.
But you thought they took the letter to the wrong person?
That's the wrong person. So it got to be somebody else. So I was drafted by the Pistons in 1976.
Wow.
And when I got cut, I'm telling you, I played 1 exhibition game. When I got cut, it was like 18 guys left. So I'm kind of close. So I did all those things, but being able to read and write has carried me through. And I've gotten a lot of opportunities because I can read and write. I've been at Channel 4 36 years. Not because I was a basketball player, but Eli Zarrett, Don Shane, quarterback Dennis, I can't think of his name, at University of Michigan, through my sports connections, got me in the building, and now got me the opportunity, but being able to read and write has kept me there.
We keep hearing that theme over and over. I'm just watching for these balls.
Right.
And that's my alma mater out there, Henry Ford out there getting. I know you and Mackenzie Stagg doing that.
But I'm here for my nephew. My nephew's on Renaissance.
Where's he at? Renaissance?
Juwan Maxey, little guy there.
Okay.
Now, he was the only freshman who started the whole year. And what I'm trying to tell him now, moving to the sophomore level, last year you got in, nobody knew who you were. You had a great year. Now everybody knows who you are. You got to get better to be able to compete because everybody's coming at you. It's a whole different ball to bailiwick, So this is what this is all about, that you get better.
We're good.
That's that basketball coming around.
Yeah, that's okay. We in the mix.
We
I want to do that.
Good.
You started this over, and we digressed a little. I asked you to kind of get a basketball pedigree. So you hear that background, absolutely, definitely. And you coach a little bit around the area too.
Now basketball, I coached at Highland Park Community College for 2 years. I coached here at the University of Detroit when it was Detroit Mercy now, but it was Detroit then. I was at Orchard Lake St. Mary's assistant coach out there for their varsity team. 7 years at Schoolcraft Community College.
That's right.
3 years at Bates Academy, and the 1 year I was at Renaissance. We're 19-4, Coach of the Year, Region 2, and we lost the Country Day, who ended up winning the state. We won our district, we won our league.
Who was their outstanding time?
They had a 7-footer. Wow. This is 19. This is 2006 and 2007. Then they had a little guard that was 6'5", We were up by 7 at halftime. My best player, Paul Williams, who went on to Dayton, who won the NIT when he was at Dayton, had the flu. And he's playing his best, but he ran out of energy. And the other big player I had, Trey Brown, who was an excellent player. A couple shots down the stretch, we couldn't answer the bell. And long story short, they just closed us out. We ended up losing by 6.
Man.
They ended up winning the state championship. I'm telling you right now, they had come off winning the state championship, lost their coach. I come in. It was a tough year with this thought in mind. The coach prior to me, and I won't get any names,
sure.
There was quite a lot of loyalty there.
I understand.
I'm saying to them, I said, guys, there's going to be a team after I leave. There's going to be a team after you leave. We can win this.
Right.
We lost. We beat Cooley by 2. If I had lost that game against Cooley, I think I would have lost the whole team. We won 7 straight.
Oh, wow.
Then we lose to McKenzie. I stayed in that locker room almost 2.5 hours. I couldn't come out.
You lose to your alma mater.
My alma mater at McKenzie.
How split were you emotionally on that?
Well, I was coming back, and my assistant was Keith Bennett. Great guy, great mind. He coached at U of D, a lot of junior college work. We did the best we could do that day, but I tell my kids, this gym is dark. I know this gym. There's not too many lights working here. This is not like Renaissance where you got all the lights working.
Right.
So stop shooting the 3, take it to the hole because you can't find the basket. Because the backdrop, the sun is there early, and then once it gets dark, you can't see it.
It's almost an optical illusion.
Optical illusion, right. So that created a problem for us. And we ended up losing that game by 4. We didn't lose any game, I think, more than 6 that whole year. We lost 4. And then we go down to Coble Hall. We play Murray Wright. My center, Trey, gets pounded by the big kid who went to Michigan State. God, his name escapes me right now. He injured his wrist. Couldn't play anymore. Losing Murray Wright by 3.
Oh, wow.
And then we beat Central, but Redford had the great team that year with Harris. Malik Harris.
And they end up going on.
And they going to the state championship. Yeah. I mean, they had a great team. And so
actually, Coach Flowers, I hear was on that bench.
He was the assistant coach.
That's right.
And we split with them. We beat them at our place, and then we go to their place. And a lot of times you can't talk trash. Let lying dogs lay. So my guy Paul was a great player. Said, "Look, I know how to handle Manny." So he went off on us for 39 points. We didn't have an answer at Redford. I mean, I've never seen that many people in the gym, even on the track on top. You know how these old schools are.
Yeah, oh yeah, right over.
People all over there, all on top of us, and we lose that game at Redford by 6 points.
Oh, man,
so I mean, it was a great challenge. I said, guys, if it ain't broke, don't worry about trying to fix it. Don't talk trash. Yeah. Let your play talk for you.
Especially in those kind of environments. Right. One thing I want to go back to before we definitely make sure we talk about the Ball Foundation. I want to make sure we touch on that. We started this conversation, I'll talk about the importance of working hard in the summer. How is it for you, for someone with your elite basketball pedigree, and I'm here to toot your horn, to be able to see this generation of athletes not respond to the great coaching that's available to them, have the wrong kind of quote-unquote attitude? I mean, how do you not, almost lose your mind because you're still affected and connected to the game?
See, here's what I look at, and I try to point them to the great players. You look at Steph Curry, who got they look at, the time he puts in. So you don't see that. LeBron James, the time he puts in. I'm a guy who came from Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas. I'll go all the way back to George Gervin. The example I give with Iceman, when his practice was over, the custodian came in and said, look, I need to push the floor. He said, I tell you what, let me push the floor. I'll stay here for those 2 hours and just shooting. All those trick shots that he practiced, 2 hours every day he did that. While everybody else was going home, he stayed there. Magic Johnson, going to the store, he dribbled with his right hand, which is his strong hand, okay? But he knew he had to use that to carry the groceries coming back, dribbled home with his left hand.
Wow.
He said, my girlfriend, I had the time, if she couldn't rebound for me, I don't need her. So see, people don't understand those types of things to be successful in this game, that it takes a lot of work. Telling my nephew yesterday, shot a 3, got fouled, makes the free throw, and win the game. Second game, got fouled on the 3, he makes 2 of the 3 free throws and win the game. He made 1. So I'm saying you're not putting the time in. Steph Curry, let's say 1,000 shots. That's 1,000 free throws. Go back another 1,500 shots. Wow. So the muscle memory, once you get that going, when you're tired, that's going to make the shot for you. When you're fresh, you can make them early. Right. But when you're tired, it's muscle memory. What I do, I shoot the same way every time.
Just going to practice is not enough.
Practice is not enough.
I went to practice, Coach.
Hey, I went to practice. Now, Allen Iverson, maybe he didn't have to go to practice.
Practice?
Practice. You said, but you got to go to practice. But after that, that's 2 hours. Everybody gets a chance to come in, and you learn and you're teaching. Now, after that, ball handling, defensive sliding, worn out condition. That's why they made us run cross country. A lot of these players now, they don't want to. I'm not saying you sit at home, but if you don't want to run cross country, you better be running somewhere.
Team was a cross country team.
It was a cross country team, and we weren't figuring in to win it. It takes the top 5, but then if you got pride about your game or about you, I want to be in that top 5. You want to
those
work hard.
Great athletes, I think it clicks, coach, and they say, I'm going to take advantage of this, even though it's cold outside, and I'd rather be in the gym. I'm going to get my condition up so I can be better. Or they experience something that said, I didn't have enough left in the tank, let me work on it.
See, it's a reason you do this. I'm going to go back to Perry Watson when he had his great teams. He had 3 teams, and I'm saying they played in 3 different leagues. So the bench player, the guy who was all the way at the end, who may never get in, played in another league where he started every game. Wow. So when he got in the game, that wasn't new to him. You see what I'm saying? So he played. So they may get their butt kicked all the time, but I understand how to start. I understand pressure. Then after a while, it's like, wait a minute, we won this game. We may lose the first 4, but we won the game. So we ain't that bad.
Right.
The other 3 people playing in different leagues. So now when they come together, I've experienced what it is to start. I've experienced what it is to play the whole game. I'm conditioned to play the whole game. So now when I get to the game, that should be the fun. Practice should be hell. Practice should be hell. I hate people say I hate going to. I used to love going to practice because the game was easy.
The game was easy.
I wasn't gonna play the whole 40 minutes.
Right.
I wasn't. I was gonna play maybe 25, 30.
Moving the whole time.
But now when I get out there, I can go full tilt to say, tell my coach, hey coach, I'm tired, take me out. And that was what I coached Gene Smith, and the rule was if you take yourself out, you can put yourself back in.
Wow.
But now
you got to buy into that.
You got to buy into that because now if you don't take yourself out, I take you out. I'll dictate when you get back in.
So
that's what
that led to some kind of accountability, I would imagine, on the play.
Always. And here's what a lot of these players don't want to do: accountability. Stop making excuses why you're not successful. The referee made bad calls. My man didn't see me open. Well, if he didn't see you open, he shot it. Go rebound it.
I'm gonna put that on the screen. Stop making excuses.
Stop making excuses why you're not successful. And people, here's the thing: the referee didn't make the call, but he did correct the call, and you made the 3. You had a free throw. You didn't finish it. You got to be a finisher. And so now, when you're not making excuses, and I tell all the kids in these games, stop refereeing. He traveled. He fouled me. Play.
Worry about the clock and the score.
And here's the thing. I know all these refs, and I tell a kid, I said,
good guys.
Don't get mad at these refs here because if you're a freshman, for the next 3 years, you can see the same guys.
Ooh,
okay? So if you have a bad attitude, they don't forget. Don't try to show them up. I tell you, when I played the game. The ball be on the floor, I'd pick it up, hand it to him, and I'd ask the guy. And I'm going to tell you, this is what I can do. I said, well, what did I do wrong? He said, you had your hand on the back. I said, no. And the referee told me once, he said, Randy, you had a bad game. Sometimes I have a bad game when I'm reffing. Wow. I'm just human. Wow. And I said, wow. And I stopped complaining. I was a sophomore at McKinney's. I stopped complaining.
You get a little bit more cachet out of that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. When you playing handling the ball, if the ball's next to you, you don't pick it up. Ooh, that's bad. Yeah. Pick the ball and give it to him. What did I do wrong? What happened? How can I get better? Right. Now, when that bang bang call comes and you get it, you look at that guy, he look at you, you just laugh because they're human.
Right.
But if you show them up, they can put you out of the game so easy. Foul. Oh, yeah. Just that light. You sit on the bench. But that's So
you're really talking about developing some personal development and professional development skills on the basketball court, how to relate to people, how to be able to build relationships to get what you need to get ultimately at the end of the day by doing it right here.
All of us, you got to have character in whatever you do when you present yourself. And that's my whole thing. When I go out here and I met the coach here for UAD, and I took my hand, Mike Davis, I watched him when he was at Indiana. I watched him this year. They had a great job. So you got to present yourself friendly in order to meet people. I can't come in and say, Coach, you should have did this, and that. That ain't it.
Not at all.
I'm coming in to learn. I'm coming in to watch these other kids, and then I'm watching the work ethics of people. So if you got character and you carry yourself in such a way, people will help you. Right. And if you're not going to listen, then I don't have time to be frustrated trying to fight you, to try to teach you. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to help you. So take what I'm giving to you, absorb it, utilize it, go home and practice on it.
We got Randy Henry here, Detroit icon, not just in sports, but how he gives back. And I don't want to wrap up this time with you, which is very valuable and great, without you talking about something I know is near dear to your heart, the Ball Foundation. Tell us about that.
Ball Foundation is bridging athletics and learning life skills. Right now, we have 4 things we focus on: education, finance, health and wellness, and surviving to stop. With all these kids surviving to stop.
Nobody's talking about that.
Man, I had a piece we did over here at Randolph School for surviving to stop for the prom. First time a kid's gonna get a car, Mama buy him a real nice high-powered car. He's in his girl. Probably got a couple in the back. Ain't listening. Music bomb on mom. So if you get stopped by the police, calm yourself down. We got 7. I got a tape. I work with police officers, and I'm telling them, listen to this guy. He's gonna tell you what I'm expecting when you're out there. So we go around the city, we go around the suburbs. We've been all over at churches, and surviving the stop is a piece that I'm trying to take throughout the whole state to work with kids. When you get stopped by law enforcement or anybody in authority, first of all, calm yourself down.
Right.
Okay. So if you're out there incorrect, Darren Johnson says this: when you're out there, be correct. If you're out there and you're supposed to be on probation, your license suspended,
when you're out there, be correct.
Be correct. So when they stop you, you ain't got no problem. Give them your proof of insurance, give them your registration, your driver's license. You good. And I started this because my son in Livonia got stopped about 3 or 4 times. In Oak Park, he got stopped, pulled to the side, handcuffs on the side of the road. They didn't find them, let him go. You look like somebody we looking for.
Come on.
Okay. So my thing is, I can't make another son. So I want you to survive the stop. Then we get to law enforcement. You're not going to learn your rights out on the street.
No.
And I tell kids,
you can't win on the street.
You can't win on the street because legally that's their job.
That's their domain.
So they got guns, they got tasers. So if you make a move or you get too close to a police officer, they talk about this 6-foot rule. When I tell you to stop and you keep coming, that's a problem.
So,
I don't know if you got a gun on you, a knife. I don't know. I can't say, well, he looks like he's a nice kid or whatever.
Right.
So an officer, state trooper told me this. If you run across 10 officers, 8 of them going to put up with your crap. 9 going to make it difficult, 10's going to shoot you. But they all look the same because they're in the same uniform. You can't I can't make the determination. I can't look at you and say you ain't 9 and 10.
Right.
And usually 9 and 10 ride together. So I'm telling young people out there right now, when you get stopped by police, calm yourself down, survive the stop, get your look, and be ready to get arrested.
Let me ask this on that point, because it seems like, especially for young men in particular, there's a machismo, a masculinity challenge going on. And I think I was just talking to a young man earlier that you don't lose your masculinity by putting yourself in a situation that you can acquiesce and get through that. And I think it's important if you can touch on that, as well.
Here's the thing. Guys say, Mr. Henry, I ain't gonna be a punk. I ain't soft. No way I ain't be able to tell me what to do. Well, in that situation right there, you might have to acquiesce and back up, let that guy do what he does. Now, once you get home, and Jeffrey Collins spoke to a lot of my kids. He's an attorney and a judge. That's my man. Yeah. This is my man. What's up, Rex?
In the building. Hey, baby.
One of the great referees.
Yes,
one of the great guys.
Good guy.
And he said to me is this: these kids find the Lord when they come to the court, whatever. They got the Bible. If you knew the Lord like you say you did, you would have never did that.
You wouldn't be here.
But the other thing he's saying, when you're out there, you're not gonna learn your rights. Keep your mouth closed. If he says be quiet, don't say anything. Okay? That woman and the ladies, I love y'all. But sometimes y'all say, man, you soft, you this and that. That guy gonna get you killed. That guy gonna get you killed.
You gotta be with somebody else.
So my thing is survive the stop. Then you get with an attorney. And remember what happened. When you get stopped by police, what time is it right now? It's 9:45. I'm at UAD. I was in the parking lot. Guy stopped me. 2 officers. I saw his badge number. But now, if I don't remember that, if he gives me a ticket, all the information is on the ticket. But if you don't get a ticket, because sometimes you get stopped and you get harassed and they leave you alone, okay?
Right.
But now you can report because they have to report wherever they go whenever they stop somebody.
Sure.
So all that information is on record. But a lot of times when you get a ticket, all the information you need to know is on that ticket. So get that ticket, walk away, and then get back with your attorney, whatever, and say, this is what happened. Chronicleize it, try to remember the situation.
Randy, let me stay with this, because my mother would appreciate this conversation, and so many parents would. Talk about, with that same point, how you still are able, as a strong black man, to keep your respect. You have ability to deal with police officers. Talk about the part where the traffic stop works and it turns out to be a positive encounter because of how you engage. And I don't think people know that part of the story, how you can still walk away with your dignity based on how you deal with it.
Let me give you an example. My very first grandbaby, I'm taking my daughter-in-law to the doctor. I'm going down 8 Mile. I'm doing 70. I'm totally wrong because we late. When that guy pulled up, not only did I roll down all my windows so he could see in my car, presented myself friendly.
Roll down all
my windows. I got a black car. I got smoke windows. I got tint windows. All of them come down. Turn my car off. Turn my radio off. So when he looks at my car, he looks at me. All right, I'm sitting there with my granddaughter. My daughter-in-law. But he knows I ain't trying to do nothing. I got my stuff out. He said, you know how fast you was going? I said, I don't know how fast I was going, but I was going way too fast to be on 8 Mile. So now I'm being honest with him. So he said, what's your driving record? I said, it's good. He said, hold on once. He went back. He said, but I'm going to give you this ticket. But when you come to court, I'm going to tell the guy to dismiss it because here's the reason why you were speeding. So now I get to court. I come in shirt, tie, I'm dressed up, I'm neat.
Hey, Randy,
Judge, Your Honor, I'm just saying I'm being very respectful because that guy up there is going to make a decision on my life right now. And I said, Judge, yes, I was going too fast. In my panic to get to this appointment, you know, I said, he asked me, he says, the grandbaby going? I said, my grandbaby's here. He said, you need to slow down. But the guy said you were very cooperative in the stop.
He spoke on your behalf.
The police officer spoke on my behalf. He said that, and he let me go. Wow. The other time, when I was going to Channel 4, I worked early in the morning. I got to be there at 3:30 in the morning. Again, got stopped by a state trooper. Rolled all my windows off, turned my car off, turned on the interior light so he could see in my car was just me. So now you prove yourself to be friendly. My car's turned off. I'm not. A lot of times you see these cars running, they take off. You're gonna lose that. You're gonna lose that because he gonna call ahead and tell this other guy cut him off. He's too much. You're not gonna win that. So
you're disarming him.
I'm disarming him of the fear that I'm gonna do something crazy. Okay. So now he's relaxed. So the first thing he said to me, so you know how fast you're gonna say I'm going way too fast. I'm late to work. And he said, where you work at Channel 4? He said, I like Channel 4. Give me your stuff. So they can still take your driver's license.
They want to make sure what you're saying is true.
And here's the other thing that you don't understand. A lot of times people say, why do cops follow you for so long? Well, they're typing in your license plate. When you get to your car, they already know if you got tickets. They know if you got a warrant for your arrest. They know if this car tags are expired. They know all that.
Right.
So I should say assume. Just think about, he already has the answers to the questions he's getting ready to ask you. How's your driving record? See, I honest you out. Judge, you know, boom, I can speak. So now he comes, he says, what's your record? I said, I'm good. I got my insurance, all that. Goes back to his car, come back. He says, slow down. So now I pull off. I'm doing 40. He pulls up next to me and says, look, you go a little bit faster. You late to work, right? We laugh so hard.
Man.
But that's just how it works.
You know who you say you were.
So my thing is, in those situations, it's not about being a man. It's about being honest about what your situation is. Because if you tell a guy, I got tickets, you know, my license is suspended, I shouldn't be out here driving, they'll be sympathetic to that cause and say, look, okay, your registration is expired. You got 10 days to get that done, okay? I don't have proof of insurance. You got 10 days to get you some insurance. If you don't do those things, then the ticket sticks.
Right.
Okay?
It seems to be a universality with all law enforcement, black, white, whatever. If you're honest with them, it starts to work in your favor.
And here's what I'm going to say to you. It does work. But there are, like there's bad people, there's bad officers.
Sure.
There's some officers out there who are just searching. So that ain't going to work with them. But what you want to do is don't do something that will provoke them to do something bad against you.
Right.
Okay? I can't start hollering and screaming at a police officer. I can't walk up on an officer, you know, and approach his personal space. I'm going to cooperate, okay? Because, see, it's his word against mine. I want to survive my style.
And that system is built for them.
You know, but the other things, you know, like I said, we talking about education, finances, and health and wellness. All those are critical growing up to be successful in life. You got to be able to read and write, okay? Understand the finances. If you can't manage $100, you can't handle $100 million.
That's true.
Because you just got more money to spend.
Right.
Okay.
That's a good point.
And then health and wellness. What you do to your body today. Fortunately, I've never drank and I never smoked.
That's great.
Okay. I'm 64 years. I'll be 65 in November. So my thing is, you know, don't let yourself get out of shape. Don't let yourself, you know, get too far away. You got to balance it. You know, I go to McDonald's from time to time.
Sure.
Can't go every day. But so
everything in moderation.
Listen, understand your money because you're only gonna get so much of it, and then you wonder why people are successful. You got to be disciplined, hold on to it, and it'll go for you a long time.
Right.
And then being able to read and write, I cannot stress that enough. That I've been at Channel 4 for 36 years. I taught high school at Northwestern. I taught and coached at Highland Park Community College because I can read and write. And I tell kids, I say,
what about your basketball game that carried you all?
And basketball, I was not the star. I was working hard to get there. I started junior college. When I got to Illinois State, I was a backup. My senior year at Illinois State, I got a chance to start with a new coach. Will Robinson left and went to the Pistons. He comes in and said, look,
legendary,
man, you can do this. And I bought into this theme here, MTXE, little toughness, extra effort.
Wow.
We would run into the wall for that guy. coach, I'm not the little sense running the wall, but if the ball was on the floor, I'm gonna grab and go get it.
Wow.
Okay, because I felt I was that tough. And so we believed in it. We were 20-7. We were the first team in Illinois State to win 20 games, which is a benchmark for success in college.
Wow, 20 games.
20 games. 20, with 20-7.
Even now.
Even now. 20 wins is a great season for you. Okay. So we should have went to NIT. We beat Long Island Blackbirds, who were under, but they were from New York. That's the last year NIT was in New York, was 1976. We should have went, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
But I'm saying the disciplines in sports helps you in life.
Right.
Being on time.
Right.
Okay. Work ethic. Working with people.
All that.
So all those things exchange in the workforce when you go to work for a company.
Right.
I always tell kids, if you're supposed to be at work at 8:30, you got to be there at 8. So when you get to work, what's the first thing you do? Hey man, what happened last night on the game? What songs we can talk about? Got to get a coffee. I don't drink up, but here, get a coffee. I got to take my coat off. I got to get dressed. Got to turn my computer on.
Or be ready for something to happen.
That takes 20, 25 minutes right there just to get started.
Right.
So I can give you a full day's of work from 8:30 to 4:30.
Right. Yeah. That's wonderful. We got Randy Henry here. Shared so much and just giving up his time, doing so much. You're going to see information about the Ball Foundation on the screen. You've been transcending generations. So as we wrap up, any final comments you have to our viewers, young, old, whatever it may be, that you can share? And I appreciate everything you've been doing.
I just think the biggest thing, in life is be honest with yourself.
Okay.
Have great conviction on what you want to do. I mean, you can do anything you want to, but you got to be committed to it.
Right.
And nothing gained comes easy. You got to work hard. I mean, if you got it easy, you've invested nothing in it. So when you have a business, you got maybe to clean up, you got to run the business. If somebody don't show up, you got to work.
Right.
So if you have nothing invested and you got it so easy, then there's nothing if you lose it.
Right.
So if you work really hard to build, so like you built this whole thing, you got this whole setup.
Thank you.
Now you worked hard to get here because now you have an idea that you wanted to do something. That was your commitment to this. Okay, so now it's going to grow. It's going to keep on growing. You're going to do the Pro-Am up in Lansing. So those kind of things, opportunities happen for you, and that's what they say. You take one step, God will take two.
Oh man,
so
I appreciate it.
Right,
Randy, you're here. I appreciate you so much.
God bless you, man.
Share this information, and thank you so much again.
No problem. All right, Doc.
Great.